Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard, and today we've got another box of fun here from Smith & Wesson. Let's open it up and take a peek at what's inside. All right, inside this box, it's obviously a Smith & Wesson. There's your owner and instruction manual there. There in this little plastic bag is the Smith & Wesson M&P 22 Compact. Set that off to the side, see what else is in the box. A spare magazine. You've got your owner registration card and a warning for California residents. Underneath the flap here, you've got a couple little baggies. This is a set of keys, a small Allen wrench, and of course, your lock. Now, let's get this out of the way and take a closer look at the gun. All right, here it is, the Smith & Wesson M&P 22 Compact. This is a direct blowback 22 with two 10-round magazines is what it comes with. It has a 3-dot sight system on it, and the rear sight is adjustable for both elevation, and on the side, you get that little Allen key to adjust your windage on there. Also on the side of it here, you've got these little keys that come with it, another little baggie, so you can lock the safety. You put the safety in the on position, that opens up this little hole here, and you turn that, and then the safety is locked and you cannot take it off. To unlock it, just put it back in there and rotate it the other way, and it's functional again. It does have a magazine disconnect on it, so when you eject the magazine, the trigger will not pull on it. It is clear. There's nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber there. It does have last round hold open on it, so on an empty magazine it will lock open. It's a neat little gun. It's made for just a pleasure, just out plinking and stuff, or for training if you've got one of the other Smith & Wessons. Now this is a compact. They do make it in a full size, and it's real similar to the M&P Performance Center full size ones. It's obviously a lot smaller. If you have an M&P Compact, it's probably pretty close to the same size. Now it is almost identical in size to the Ruger SR 22. The length is almost identical. The height is almost identical. The thickness, both of them have the 3-dot sighting system on them. Both of them have adjustable rear sights. The Ruger has a hammer on the back of it there, and that does come down and contact the back of my hand the way I grip it. You don't have to worry about that on the Smith & Wesson Compact because it's striker fired and there's no hammer to come back there. Also, the little beaver tail on there keeps your hand from pushing up and you suffering from slide bite. It does have ambidextrous safety on it, so it's on both sides of it. And your magazine release can be switched over to the other side for lefties. You've got your takedown lever right here and your slide lock. Now to take this one down, pull all the way back, lock your slide open, take your magazine out, take your takedown lever and rotate it downward. Pull back on the slide, lift it up, and pull it right off the front. You've got a recoil spring. It's a captive unit. Got this little block here on the end of it, which is kind of odd. I've never seen one like that, but it is a double recoil spring. When you put it back in there, make sure this little notched piece is looking upward. Slide that right back in there, all the way back. Take your slide. Your slide is an aluminum milled piece. It's got a, I can't remember what they call their coating on there, but it's a kind of a wear resistant coating. Slide it right back in there. Pull all the way back, push it down, let it go forward. Now pull your slide back, lock it open again, and that lines your takedown lever up with that little curved notch there. Then just flip it back, and it's ready to go. Now it does have a threaded barrel on it. It's got this cover over the end of the barrel, so if you want to put a suppressor on there, you have to get the suppressor kit. It comes with a wrench and an adapter that goes onto here and changes the threads from whatever they are here to half 28 or whatever the most common type of pistol suppressors are. It's going to run you 30-40 bucks, somewhere around there for that kit. Another additional cost is, luckily it comes with 2 magazines, but if you want to purchase any additional ones, they're going to run you about $30 a pop. They're a little expensive, I think, for a 22 magazine. I don't know if anybody makes any aftermarket ones. All the ones I've seen have been actual Smith & Wesson M&P magazines. The magazine itself is pretty easy to load. First of all, we're going to put a snap cap in here because this one, Smith & Wesson, says do not dry fire this gun. It will damage it. The Ruger SR 22, you can dry fire all you want, but we're going to put a snap cap in here. Go ahead and load it up. put it in the chamber, and we'll look at the trigger pull on it. The trigger's got quite a bit of take up, and then that last little bit right there, you've got it's a pretty short pull on it anyways. Now we'll kick that out, close the slide, and look at the reset on it. It's not too long for the reset. I don't want to pull the trigger again right now because, of course, I'll be dry firing it. But it's not a very audible click. It's pretty faint, and you really can't feel it that much. But the reset is pretty short on it. Has a little 2-piece trigger for a safety on it, so you have to depress that to be able to pull it. It has magazine disconnect, and it has a safety on the side of it there. Now we're going to get these magazines loaded up with some Remington Thunderbolts. I've got a handful of them here. They are 10-round magazines. It does have the little thumb piece on the follower there. So pull it down, put your rounds in there, and 10-round magazine. They keep on going. If you get the full-size M&P 22, you can get it with a 12-round magazine. Check your local state laws because some states that's not allowed. But anyways, feeding 10 rounds in there is pretty easy. When you get down to the end there, it gets a little shorter length of pull on that piece, but still they're easy to load. And you will not be able to fit an 11th one in there. It just doesn't go down far enough, but you can chamber one and then put another one back in there. Anyways, we'll get these magazines loaded up and get this thing out on the range and give it a few shots, see how it does. All right, everybody, we're out here on the range with the Smith Wesson M&P 22 Compact. I've got the 2 magazines loaded up with 10 rounds each of Remington Thunderbolts. These are 1,255 feet per second. Should cycle it just fine. Super lightweight slide on it, so that shouldn't be an issue. Got my ears, got my eyes, and one of the things I've noticed, a couple of things I noticed about this, I already have the Ruger SR 22, so I've got this holster on here. It's a Kydex holster, and it does fit in there really well. Not quite as well as the SR22 does, but it still does a fine job. It holds it in there pretty secure. It holds onto the trigger guard, and I think it would be okay, but I would recommend getting the correct holster for the gun. I'm just kind of using it out here to carry it on the range. And another thing I noticed about it, it is real similar in size to the Smith & Wesson Shield. They are almost identical. The slides are a little bit longer, not much, but if you have one of these and you want to practice, I don't know if you've noticed, but the price of 9mm is extremely expensive. I've heard as much as $1.50 a round for hollow points and $1.25 for full metal jackets. 22s are still fairly plentiful out there, and definitely a lot cheaper. I think I probably bought this box about, I don't know, a month ago maybe, and paid right at 20 bucks for it. So it's a lot cheaper to train with this than it is with the Shield. But anyways, let's get this thing loaded up. I got a target set up there at the 7-yard line, and we'll give it a try and see how it does for accuracy first. All right, we're going to take 5 shots at the center target on here and see how it does for accuracy. I'm going to do them kind of slow shots, and we'll rack one in the slide, give it a try. All right, we're going to go ahead and flip the safety on it. It does have the ambidextrous safety on there, so we'll click that up, go ahead and holster it, and we'll go up there and take a closer look at the target. All right, there's the 5-shot group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the first one was that one right there. It's kind of hard to tell. They're a little hard to see even at 7 yards. Little tiny hole, 1/4-inch hole. But let's get rid of those other 5 rounds in there and see how they do. First 5 function flawlessly, not a problem, but we'll throw some more through it and see how it does. All right, see if I can't put one in each one of the targets on there and one to the center again. All right, there's 10 rounds. It did hold open on the last round, so that part of it works too. Just hit the little thumb release on there. I am a righty, so I got it set up on right-handed. It is reversible if you're a lefty. And pop the next magazine in there. Just push it in, and your slide release is more of a slide stop. So just pull it back and let it go, and it'll chamber the next round. Let's do some rapid fire with these 5. Or 10. All right, that was kind of all over on the place there. I tried to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one in there. There's one. Who knows where the other ones went? Obviously, one's low there. I may have completely missed the paper there. Who knows? But then the other 10, I just kind of fired off in this area here. And I mean, there's a bunch of them on there in a pretty big loose group there. But I think it would be an effective personal defense weapon. Of course, it is 22, so I'm not too sure you want to defend yourself with a 22. The ammo sometimes is unreliable, and it's just a really minuscule round, so stopping power is not really there. Of course, shot placement has a lot to do with it. All right, I'm going to take and put one of the silhouette targets up there on the 15-yard target. We'll try it from here. We'll blast 10 rounds into it and see how it does from 15 yards away. And then maybe do 10 rounds close up and see what it does. All right, I've got another magazine loaded up in there. The slide is open, it's locked back. Let's take a few shots at the 15-yard silhouette target. We'll go for center mass and see how it does. All right, there's 5 shots, center mass, safety on. Weapons holstered, finally. And we'll go take a look at those 5 real quick. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shots, 15 yards in the 9 and 10 ring, so it's not bad. It took a little bit of time with those, not a whole lot, but let's get a little bit closer. We'll leave the silhouette target there, move up some, and do some rapid fire stuff and see how it does. All right, I've got 5 rounds left in this magazine. I've got another magazine with 10 rounds in it. Let's go ahead and do some rapid fire stuff here and finish off these 2 mags. Fire's pretty good. All right, what is the reason for this gun? What is its purpose? I guess you could use it for some urban tactical training, maybe even some suburban tactical training, some rural tactical training. Or just some good old-fashioned, like Smith Wesson recommends on their website, recreational shooting. It's a pretty good shooter. It's pretty accurate there. I just took some shots at the little bitty target up there in the upper left-hand corner. Of course, I'm only, I'd say about 3 yards away right now, so I'm pretty close, but it's pretty accurate close up, and it's pretty reliable. I haven't had any malfunctions with it. No failure to feeds, failure to extracts, nothing. I did take it apart and clean it up. I showed you in the disassembly video. I went ahead and cleaned it up a little bit just to make sure there's no barrel obstructions, because sometimes even stuff like that happens from the factory. You can get something in there, so you definitely want to take one out of the box and look it over thoroughly before you take it out in the range and give it a few shots. But it's a pretty good gun. I did lube it just a little bit on each one of the spots on the rails there, and a little bit on the end of the barrel, because it does kind of, the end of it rubs there a little bit. So, and they recommend also lubing up the end of the barrel a little bit, but it seems to me like it's a pretty good little gun. All right, guys, there it is, the Smith Wesson M&P 22 Compact. It's a nice feeling little gun. Like I said, real similar in size to the M&P, the Shield. So if you have a Shield and you want to get out and practice but don't want to spend that kind of money on the ammo, 22 is a good way to go. They also make this in a full size, so if you've got one of the full size M&P 9s, you could pick one of those up. Now, they do hold 2 extra rounds depending on where you're at. Great little gun. It shoots great. Takedown is a snap. Lock the slide back. Make sure it's all empty, nothing in there. Rotate your takedown lever down. Pull it back. Lift it off. You've got the main part. You've got the guide rod, and you've got the slide, and that's it. Easy to clean everything up in this thing. Functions great. Put it back together. Just slide that guide rod back in there, put your barrel and guide rod, line them up on the slide, pull it back, lock the slide back again, take your lever, your takedown lever right there, and roll it back. You're done. Piece of cake. Anyways, thanks for taking a look at the Smith & Wesson M&P 22 with me. I'm going to load up a few more rounds and go out there and play with it some more. If you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this button right here to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some of the Amazon links I've got down in the description below. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.